Welcome, everybody. This is Kirk Williams, Live Inspired Moments. Excited, very excited to have you guys here today, whether you're looking on our YouTube channel, whether you're on Facebook Live, Instagram, whether you listen to this on our Anchor podcast or Google podcast. Very excited that you guys are with us today. We have a special guest, awesome show that we're going to have today. And I want to really remind you, before we get into the meat of our topic and everything that we're doing today, I just wanted to remind you guys that we have a summer book club coming up here in the next couple of weeks. We'll announce it. We're going to start probably on Wednesdays, June 3rd. I believe that's when we're going to do our first book. You'll see we'll make sure we promote it, push it out there, and let you guys all see what we're going to do with it. I think we're going to start with Fred Factor. That was the first book that I announced on there, but I think we're going to start with Fred Factor. So if you haven't picked up a copy of Fred Factor with Mark Sanborn, pick up a copy. It's an easy read, and listen to us. Come and be a part of the community. Talk about it. Let's figure it out. We want to make sure that everyone is a part of this book club. Again, it's the Live Inspired Summer Book Club and Review, and we're going to have a great time with that. So take a look and look out for that. So that's the one thing I wanted to mention before we got started. So right now, I want to introduce my special guest. Wow, I've known her for quite a while. So Miss Victoria Parker is a native of Las Vegas, Nevada. She is wife and mom of 4 kids and a lover of people. And you'll know what I'm talking about after she starts talking. It is her desire via her company, Hey G.U.R.L, Hey Health and Fitness, to be a source of encouragement and accountability to women on their personal self-care, health, and fitness journey. Wow. Victoria believes that self-care is the catalyst of living your best life, and it is her mission to be a self-care advocate for every woman with whom she comes into contact with. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Miss Victoria Parker. Vicky.
Yay! The crowd goes wild.
Yeah, I love that. And
thank you. And you can call me Vicky. You know me as Vicky. I'm still Vicky.
Okay, I was struggling with that.
No, I know.
And I had to try to figure it out. But thank you, Vicky. I appreciate that because that helps me. But yes, I thank you for being a part of the show. Welcome.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. So tell us, what's been going on? You're doing this thing called Hey G.U.R.L, Hey. I mean, it's phenomenal. But before we jump into Hey G.U.R.L, Hey, I want you to tell everybody that's watching. Everybody's going to be watching either, again, Instagram. We're going to have it on our YouTube channel. Anyone listening to our, Anchor and Google podcasts, tell us a little bit about Victoria Parker and your story. You have a great story, and I don't want you to go all the way back to diapers or anything like that, but tell us just a little bit about yourself and then how you came to this where you are right now with Hey G.U.R.L, Hey.
Sure. So as Kirk said, I am Victoria, better known as Vicky Parker, and Las Vegas native, born and raised. And I actually, my journey towards Hey G.U.R.L, Hey Health and Fitness actually began when I traveled with my family to Tulsa, Oklahoma. I used to work for Kirk when I lived in Las Vegas, and then we left. My husband's job moved us to Tulsa, Oklahoma. And in that, I was away from family for the first time as an adult. I was a fairly new mother. I had been married for a few years, but my life and what I had known it to be when I was at home had kind of changed a lot. When I was in Oklahoma by myself, I had to reinvent myself. I had to get a new job and make new friends and help my family to get acclimated. And in that, I was so, overtaken by the responsibility of that piece of it that I felt like I lost a little bit of myself and who I was.
Wow.
And it sounds crazy because that was an opportunity for me to find myself, but I actually feel like I lost myself because I was trying to be too many different things for too many different people. And I read I love that you're doing the book series or the book studies, because I found a book when I was living there called Girl Wash Your Face by Rachel Hollis. And that was the book that kind of was life-changing for me. And she pretty much just talks about just showing yourself grace and being in the moment and recognizing where you are and where you want to go. And so in that, I had to have some tough conversations with myself. And meanwhile, I was teaching Zumba. Mm-hmm. And one of the things I used to always say with my Zumba instructors was, or my Zumba participants was, hey girl, or hey girl, hey, you know, that's kind of my thing. I was known for, hey girl, hey. So from that, I just, you know, was like, I want to do something with that. So it kind of became a thing. I had t-shirts made that said, hey girl, hey, and I wear them in my fitness classes, and that's kind of where it stopped. Then we moved to California. So here I am in this major transition all over again from my husband's job. And I was in a much better place with myself. But then I started on my fitness journey, my health and fitness journey. So I changed the way I ate. I lost about 25 pounds and just really got focused on the whole wellness part, right? So not just, you know, feeling the, you know, with my mindset, but also like just being healthier. And so the Hey Girl just kind of made sense with the Hey Girl, Hey Health and Fitness, and really focusing on being a whole person, mind, body, and soul. So that's kind of where it came from. And I know that a lot of people, especially women that I talk to, mothers especially, and that's kind of my target audience, we have a lot of guilt whenever we look at ourselves and whenever we're doing things for ourselves. So just giving women permission to take care of yourself first, because once we do that, then we can better take care of the folks that are depending on us.
Phenomenal. And I just want to kind of go back a little bit. You mentioned when you moved to Oklahoma. Now you're a native of Las Vegas, and then you know, obviously you're a great, you know, wife, because you picked up and you moved with your husband to Oklahoma. You know, so that's a transition there, right there, from Vegas to Oklahoma. Now I've done that transition because I went from, I'm a Las Vegas native as well. And I made the transition from Vegas to Colorado, then Vegas to Pennsylvania. So I know kind of what that looks like. But talk to us just a little bit about how you felt with that, because you kind of said that you lost yourself. You're supposed to be finding yourself, but you kind of lost yourself when you made that transition. Tell us just a little bit more about that and how you ended up getting out of that. I know you mentioned Rachel Hollis, but kind of tell us a little bit more about that transition. How did you handle that?
Yeah, so, you know, I like you said, the move wasn't for me in the first place. It was for my husband's job. And so when I got there, you know, I didn't realize it at the time, but I had a lot of resentment that had built up because I left my job, I left my family, and I loved my job. So I left a job that I loved, I left my family, I took my kids to the middle of America, you know, to Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I'm like, Lord, what is, you know, it was definitely a culture shock. And so in that, and then I had to find new friends and I had to reestablish myself. I mean, everything from new doctors and, you know, everything was new. And so at first I was really excited about it. But once I got there and I was in the middle of it having to work, and then my husband traveled a lot for his job. So a lot of times it was just me and the kids. Wow. So now I have to find a way to entertain kids, you know. Yeah. So it was just a lot of uncertainty and sacrifice that I had to make, that I chose to make. You know, I was willing to do it, but at the same time, it was a lot of, you know, just, I think some resentment kind of built up from that. And when I started to feel that, like, I would literally, and I tell people, listen, you know my personality, so you know this is not me, but I'd be at work, and I didn't really, I mean, I did the job, but I didn't love it, but I did it, you know, because that's me, that's how I work. And, but I would go to work and I'd have a good day and I'd come home and I'd pull my driveway and I'm like my whole attitude would just shift. You know, as soon as I walked into the house, I was mad and angry and just irritated by everything. You know, somebody's shoes are in the middle of the floor and I'm fussing about that. And it just like my whole kind of personality had changed. And then I had to pray about it. I had to do a lot of journaling and just figuring out, why are you so upset? And once I realized why, and that was because I felt like I was holding some resentment, because here he was in his career in this new place, and he kept to go home to Vegas a lot because of his job. So I'm in Tulsa, but you keep going to Vegas. You know what I mean?
I can understand that.
And yeah, there was just like a lot of different things, and his career was like growing and flourishing, and he's getting promoted and all this recognition, and here I am just trying to like literally I was working an hourly position, just, I'm like paying daycare. That's what I was doing, And so later on, after a while, once I had the recognition of why I was so angry and where all that was coming from, it took a lot of work and a lot of prayer. But once I got through that, then I actually started to enjoy it. And I legitimately, my kids and we were looking at pictures from Tulsa yesterday and like, oh, I missed this. And we have some really great, wonderful memories from Tulsa. I met some amazing people in Tulsa. So it wasn't the place at all.
Right. Because
I love Tulsa, but it was me and where my mind was and my thinking was at that time. So,
sure.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that, because I think a lot of us go through that. And with your honesty is great, because again, a lot of us, and myself included, can't verbalize what we're feeling at the time. We just know that things are not right. Things are not where I feel that they should be. I'm not where I feel I should be. And oftentimes we don't really verbalize that. You know what? And for your case, you mentioned you were harboring some resentment, you know, and you're a professional, so you have degrees, and you left, like you said, you left a job that you loved. You were excellent at it, but might I say?
Thank you.
You were top. You already know how I feel about you and your work. What I was trying to do, but to do that, to leave, and then you're supporting your family, your husband, all those things, but you do, you lose yourself. And I think it's great that you were able to, find that thing that was hindering who you are as a person. You said, I know your personality. You're bubbly. You're positive. All these things, but you found that you identified it was the resentment, and you dealt with it. And I think that's what we want to make sure that a lot of people that are watching or listening to this hears, is that once you identified it, you didn't stay there. You dealt with it. You moved beyond that. And because you were able to deal with it and move beyond it, you were able to now even look back at some of the positive things, some of the silver lining, even in Tulsa, Oklahoma, right?
Tulsa, Oklahoma. Even in Tulsa, Oklahoma. You can find joy anywhere. I'm living proof.
Awesome. Well, that's great, and I'm glad that you're able to do that. And what I want to ask you though now is, after you've transitioned, now you're in California. Now you've read, Rachel Hollis and her Girl Wash Your Face, right? Girl Wash Your Face. You read that book. You kind of started with now doing the Hey Girl Hey. Where does that take you? Where's Hey Girl Hey right now? What you've done all the things. You've got the logo. Tell us a little bit about the inspiration behind Hey Girl Hey, and where do you see it going?
Yes. Oh, that's a good question. So the girl is G-U-R-L in Hey Girl Hey. So girl is gorgeous, unmatched, remarkable ladies. So that's what the acronym stands for. And so I believe that every woman has that in her. Every woman is gorgeous. Every woman is unmatched, remarkable, and at all times you should be a lady, right? So that's kind of where the G-U-R-L comes from. And initially, when I started Hey Girl, because I love putting on events. I'm an event planner by nature. I love doing events. Like my kids' birthday parties were always like over the top, next level, doing too much, team too much. And so it just started out as doing that. So my very first event, I launched the business in August, and in October, I hosted a women's retreat, the Relax, Reset, Recharge women's retreat in Palm Springs, California. I had 15 women present, and it was amazing. It was an amazing time. We did some mind and body exercises, had some tough conversations, did some yoga. And that's kind of where I wanted Hey Girl to be, just to kind of be like an annual event. Maybe still do some fitness classes. I teach here and there. People invite me. It's not my main thing anymore, but if people who knew me knew I did fitness, I would go teach for them, that kind of thing. And that's just all it was initially going to be. But over the last few months, as I've grown and I've transitioned personally, from really taken on this entrepreneurial journey, I was like, I want to do more. I want to really impact more lives, and whether it is in fitness or health or just mindset. So I started working on, I currently am working on a course. It's called Master Your Time, and it's about living intentionally. I have a Launchpad series, which is like a plan, action, discipline. And so there are steps that I take people through on how to goal set, how to be intentional about the lives that you're living through planning and task checklists, and then just how to be more disciplined. So that's a course that I'll be launching actually this quarter. So it'll be coming very soon. I'm fine tuning. I'm doing the part that's been the struggle for me has been the technology side and figuring out how to roll all this stuff out virtually. So I'm working on that. I just out of the blue, because in response to COVID, I sponsored the Mind, Body, Soul Virtual Summit 2 weeks ago. It was an amazing summit. We talked about personal finance and relationships and parenting. We also threw the health and fitness in there, and we did a live cooking demo with the chef, and it turned out to be really impromptu. Like, I want to do something to connect with women, and we did it, and so it was an awesome event. So I plan to do, because of that, some more virtual events. I don't have a date for the next one yet, but I'll make sure I let you know. But I'm planning to do more virtual events. And then the second annual Relax, Reset, Recharge retreat is already scheduled for October 15th through the 18th in Palm Springs. And I've added a winery tour to this one, and some great speakers. So it's I feel like when you're walking in your purpose and doing the things that you're supposed to be doing, stuff kind of happens. And so even if you get detoured a little bit, God just keeps you on the path. He directs your path if you let him. So, and that's kind of what I've been trying to do. Just sit back and less of me, more of you.
I think that's phenomenal. Congratulations, by the way, for starting Hey Girl Hey. And did you say that you started in, was it August, and then you had your event in October?
Yes, and I rolled my eyes because at the time when I set the date in August, and this was the thing because, and you know this about me too, when I say I'm going to do it, and so I told my husband about the idea, and he was like, oh yeah, it sounds like a really good idea. You should do it at the beginning of 2020. And I was like, no. And he was like, but the year is almost done. And I was like, but if I don't do it now, I'm afraid that I won't do it. Mm-hmm. And he was like, really? I'm like, I'm afraid this is so funny. Now that I'm repeating it, because I don't remember it. Yeah. I didn't think about it this way until just now. I said, I'm afraid that something will happen. I won't be able to do it next year. So I want to do it now. And so he said, okay. And my birthday was October 29th. So I tried to do it like I was going to have it be like a party for me, but the only dates they had was the 25th or whatever. So I chose the weekend before and I did it. And I rolled my eyes now. I'm like, I don't know how. It was one of those things where I had committed to it. I signed the contract. My husband and I went to Palm Springs. We stayed at the resort. And I signed the contract while I was there. And then got home and was like, okay. So I had to go home and create a website, on a website builder. And I did all the stuff and I got into it. I was like, what did I just do? Right. But it worked out. And it was everything and more that I wanted it to be. So.
Oh, that's so exciting. And I want to make sure that everybody hears that again. She made a plan. She said, okay, I'm going to do this, but she didn't wait. Vicki just said, I have to do it. You don't know what's going to happen. You didn't know you didn't know we were going to be in, COVID-19 pandemic, and you would.
Right. Because he had suggested February. No, he had suggested March of 2020. That's what my husband had suggested to me. He's like, because that gives you 6 months to plan and to promote it. And so it probably wouldn't have happened.
Right. Which is sound advice. I mean, for most part, that is sound advice. Take your time. Build it up, all those things is good, but you had something else was inside of you saying, no, this is the time to do it.
Right.
I'm excited. I want everybody to be inspired and encouraged and motivated by that voice that's inside of you saying, do this. If it's your purpose, if you're supposed to do it, don't wait. Go ahead and do it. And what that's so inspiring about your story with Hey Girl Hey is because you just did it. And it's like you went home like, uh-oh. I'm committed now. I got to get busy. I got to do this. I got to do that. And, I'm sure, because it's happened to me too. I'm sure it happened to you. You start sweating. You start saying, man, I don't know if this was the right choice. I don't know if I did. But I committed myself to it, and I'm going to do it. And at least I can say I did it. Even if it failed, at least I can say I did it. And I don't have to look back.
Right.
I'm speaking for me. I don't know if that was your thing. I would think it is.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And actually, I was just listening to a pastor I was watching on Facebook or something last weekend, and he said, "Press play on your purpose. Like go and press play on your purpose." And so that spoke volumes to me. I was like sharing that with all my friends who have told me, their ideas, and they're just kind of sitting on them, like press play. Like now's the time, and I'm learning progress over perfection. Yeah, that's something that I have really. That's something that's hindered me in the past, is trying to get everything perfect, right? But I've made progress. I put on this event, and it wasn't the greatest event ever. It wasn't the greatest event I've ever done. But for what I had envisioned, it was even more than that, because at one point, I was just trying to make it happen. I was trying to get some butts in the seat. You know what I mean? I was trying not to come out of pocket for money,
Yeah.
I didn't even make a lot of profit, So this year I was focused on profit, but last year I just wanted the event to go. Right. And then I can grow from there. So yeah, press play, and then progress over perfection.
Progress over perfection. That's phenomenal. That's great. And you're spot on. And again, I've been there, as you know already, with some of the things that I've done. And even with us being able to sit down and talk this way, for me, this is part of the personality that I have, but I'm more of the guy that just likes to sit in the back and help others, and like say, hey, you go out and do your thing. I'm cheering for you in the back. I'll give you some advice if you need it, but I'm cheering for you. And now I'm doing these types of things.
And I would like to thank you. You opened it up for me to thank you, because you were a lot of the reason why I was able to, we were working together, like you pushed me, and you could have these great ideas and these big grand ideas, and you allowed me and the rest of our crew to just kind of execute and get that confidence underneath us. And I know that was my experience there, was definitely part of the reason why I was able to know that without a shadow of doubt, I can make this thing happen. I had that experience and that confidence under my belt. Like, I don't know what I'm doing really, but I know that I've done something similar where I can make it happen, And so, even in the jobs that I got in Tulsa, like I got those jobs because of the experience I had when I was working with you.
Oh, that's cool.
Thank you.
Oh, well, thank you very much for that, and that's kind of what I wanted to do in life. And it just happened to be that we were at, our job, and that's what we were doing. But my whole goal and purpose was to invest in others and to push others into what your purpose was, because that particular job, although we loved it, it was great, it wasn't, for most of us, wasn't our destiny. It wasn't our purpose. It was a pass-through. And we built a lot of things up from that, and
absolutely
excited to see what you're doing now, because I just know that this thing is going to take off, and you're going to have all the multiple streams of income that's going to come along with it. But more so than the income, I believe that you're going to impact so many women to establish their purpose and their passion and everything that they have going on. They're going to be sitting on the other side of this thanking you, although they've already have, because you're doing the same types of things with your girl talk, which is
Thank you. I received that. That's good word. Thank you. I received that.
Absolutely. So tell us where we can find you. Tell us how can we support you as a community, as people that want to, you mentioned your event that's coming up in October, but tell us a little bit more about what you have coming up, what plans, products, services, activities, what do you have going on? The floor is yours.
Yes. Okay. So you can find me on Instagram at Hey G.U.R.L Fitness, and that's Hey it's Hey-G-U-R-L Fitness. So Hey G.U.R.L Fitness. It's the same on Facebook at Hey G.U.R.L Fitness. So what's next? I'm going to be planning another summit, so I'll make sure you can find out information about that once my course launches. I will make sure you know about that and where to find that. My website is heygirlfitness.com, so all of that will be on there as well. And then I actually have, and I should have worn it, so I have a shirt design that I just created, and I just got the sample shirt. And I'm so excited. But my favorite Bible verse is, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Philippians
Excellent.
4:13, and it just says all things, period. And then it has the Philippians 4, and it's like it's fire. I love it. And so I will be launching those shirts very soon too, just as
Yeah.
something else that for my motivational, inspirational type aspect of Hey Girl, Hey Health and Fitness. So
Fantastic.
that's what I'm doing.
Excellent. And make sure that you let us know, give me some pictures or something that I can post it, because part of this Live Inspired thing that we're doing here is to promote not just awesome people, which you definitely fit in that category,
Thank
but
you.
also individuals that are inspirational with their products and their services. So we want to push your product, your service, what you're doing. We want everybody that's going to be listening, everybody that's watching, we want you guys to look and see what's going on and purchase the things that we have. So Victoria has her line that's coming out. We want to purchase the shirts. So next time we talk, next time we get together, I want to have your shirts already. We want to have how many sizes you have, and we're going to sell them shirts, those shirts, because that's kind of what we want to do. Again, I want to support you. I want to help you succeed. And that's part of the motivation. That's all the motivation for Live Inspired. We want to inspire the rest of the world and help you put some money in your pocket too. And
I love that. And you give people a platform to that's what's missing for a lot of folks, especially entrepreneurs, and especially in this time and age, is you don't have that voice to kind of that sounding board for you. So thank you for being that for us.
Absolutely. And just before I do that, I'm gonna do this. It didn't work. There it is. All right. So this is Hey Girl Fitness. She mentioned it. This is her Instagram page, and you can see. And I'm gonna. Well, let's see. Let me go through this. That's I'll let you go through a little bit. You can see what we're showing here. But this is again, Hey Girl, G-U-R-L. So the girl stands for what again?
Gorgeous, unmatched, remarkable ladies.
Okay, gorgeous, unmatched, remarkable ladies. That's the girl in it. So all you ladies out there, you are gorgeous, you are unmatched, you are remarkable, and you are a lady.
Yes.
So that's what we want to make sure that we hone in and focus, and that's what Vicki is all about, getting you to your next thing. And we want you to live a fulfilled, intentional life. That's what she has on here. But I'm going to actually click this because I want people to see what's next.
Girl, hey, I'm so excited about to record another episode of Girl Talk, and I have a young lady who I think is fabulous. I think you're going to love her. Her name is Tony Roberts. Her business is Beauty into Bank, and she is doing the dang thing. So I had the pleasure of meeting her in an entrepreneur group that we both are members of, and she just caught my eye and was doing big things. I watched her flourish and do some big stuff. So I'm gonna let her sprinkle some of her Black girl magic on you today. So stay tuned for the next Girl Talk episode.
I know you didn't expect it, and that's kind of what we're going to do on this show. So, but I just want everybody to see you're in your element. You're doing your thing with Girl Talk and some of the other activities that you have going on. But everyone, please support Vicki. Like her Instagram page, follow her on Instagram, follow her on Facebook. Eventually, she's going to get her courses up. We're going to purchase her courses. Going to get the t-shirt design to us so we can promote her t-shirt line and pay for that, buy those things. But just wanted to share that with all of everybody that's watching or listening. And if you're listening, you didn't see, you can't see the Instagram, but you can go to her Instagram page and definitely connect with Victoria. So with that said, Vicki, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kirk. Thank you so much.
And again, everyone, this is Victoria Parker with Hey Girl, Hey, Health and Fitness. And very excited that she's a part of the show today. We look forward to seeing and hearing more of what Vicki has going on. And as in all things that I tell you guys, I always want you to be encouraged. Life is worth it, and you're worth it. I want you to stay positive because nothing good will ever come out of a negative attitude. And last but not least, live inspired, because if you're inspired, you can inspire the next generation, the next person, the next individual to do the next great thing, and you'll feel good about it. So with that said, God bless you. We love you. Thank you so much for being a part, and we'll see you next time. Till then, take care.
Yeah.
And that's it.